So
you said.
We're playing the crap out of Dear Daughter. We're playing the crap out of the Whitesnake cover, Still with the Night. Walk me through, how was the decision made to cover a classic Whitesnake song?
Mainly because Coverdale is the man, and I really wanted to challenge myself and see if I could pull that off. and plus, I have kind of a dated interest in music. When I was growing up in the 90s, I was listening to 70s and 80s hard rock and metal. So thanks to my crazy parents. So it's just one of those things where it's like, it was always kind of a part of my heart. And so every time that we get to see these cover EPs, I get to make the guys do
there we go.
These songs that I really love.
No, I love that. I mean, I was the same kid in school. Like in the late 90s, I was the weird one in the 6-inch heels with the Motley Crue shirt and teased Aquanet, and it's, 97. It's
yeah, exactly.
Me too. I love that.
We would have been best friends, I think.
I think so too, probably. So, Dear Daughter, I mean, we're talking a little bit about the female aspect here. Dear Daughter obviously has an incredible message. Is that something you hope to instill in all girls or your own daughter someday?
Absolutely. The song was kind of inspired by this conversation that I had a couple years ago with my parents. My parents are getting older, and so they're really proud of what we've done and everything. And so I ended up having this conversation, like this kind of like, I don't know whether I've really said this enough, Mom and Dad, but thank you so much, for saying yes when little bro and I wanted to start Hailstorm, because we were kids, and they could have easily said no, go get a real job or go to college or do something else and then maybe come back to it. And the fact that they said yes was really cool. And they both kind of turned to me and said, we were scared out of our minds, right? I'm like, well, you never let on though. It was always kind of like, oh, Mom and Dad are cool, they're letting us do this. And so I got to thinking, I'm like, if I ever do have a daughter, especially a little girl, because it's different. It's like, this is the last thing that you want for your little girl, is to just, here, let's just immerse her in this rock and roll lifestyle where there are boys and drugs
and all the sights, sounds, and smells.
And all the smells, yes. So it's the last thing that you want, that you dream of for your little girl. And the fact that they let me do it is just so incredibly brave of them. So I was thinking, would I be that brave, and if my little girl said, hey, I want to be in a rock band, would I say yes? And so, the song kind of started as this kind of like, letter to my future daughter. And then I didn't show it to the guys for the longest time. So I'm like, this is silly. They're going to think I'm pregnant or,
oh no,
what am I talking about?
Yeah.
And I ended up showing it to everybody and then ended up showing it to management label, and they all have daughters, and they were like crying, and I'm like, well, I guess we should put this on the record.
Of course.
So, lo and behold, that's how it happened.
It's incredible. I mean, it resonated with me because your parents sound a lot like mine. I mean, they were dead set terrified of me playing street hockey as a kid. But I begged them. I wanted to put the pads on, and yes, I was in a league with all guys, and thankfully my brother was on the team too. But they were petrified, but they said, if we didn't let you do this, where would you find your confidence if that was something you really wanted to do? So it's really cool. It's really cool to have them put that aside and, encourage you and your brother, because we love what you're doing today.
So far, so good, right?
Yeah, so far, so good.